Okay. So guys, we are working on this master temp heater that is clicking and popping when it turns on. Let's see if we can fix it. Check it out. Okay, so we're just going to go through the light sequence and see what this thing is doing. Fan is running. We'll wait for the gas valve to open and the heater to light. Just popping. Okay, we'll work on fixing that. We're going to remove all these bolts and pull this thing off. Okay, let me show you how to make this kind of repair. And while I do that, let me show you how the heater is supposed to work. Normally, as water from the pool enters the heater, it first enters into the manifold. There are sensors in the manifold that constantly monitor the temperature of the water. During normal operation, water enters the heater. A small portion of the water is allowed into the heating chamber, while the majority goes through the bypass valve, where it mixes with the heated water before returning to the pool or spa. In the case of this heater, the bypass valve has failed. Most of the water is flowing through the fully open bypass valve, and not enough water is being sent through the heating chamber. This causes the water to quickly overheat and come to a boil, which in turn will make the heater crack, pop, and even shake. I know, I've been surprised.
First time I started working for you, you were like, here's this. And I'm like, how do I use it? And you're like, what?
I forgot about that. What do I do with this?
Yeah.
Ethan is studying to be a camera guy.
Is? Not quite a camera guy.
Well, what is it you want to do?
Graphic design and video. I'm a terrible camera guy. I'm the worst.
Yeah, it's funny. We were videoing a tree coming down at the swimming pool.
I did a great... Oh, no, I didn't. Am I continue?
Yeah. We get this really epic shot. The guy's cutting off this big branch. He's got it tied to a rope, and you can tell it's fixing to swing right to us. Well, he's watching it, and the camera's not on it.
Oh. I'm the after the video guy. After somebody's already done all the filming, send it to me, and I make it look magical.
But it really is an art to keeping the camera on the job and not following.
Oh yeah, imagine.
Okay, now we've got all the screws out. We'll go ahead and disconnect the wiring harnesses. Now these are your temperature probes, your high limit switches. This one at the top is the pressure switch. Going to go ahead and disconnect those wires so that I can pull that manifold off of the front of the heater. Normally it's not quite stuck like this. This one's going to take a little bit of work to get it loose.
Hold something?
Well, I just don't move it a little on that gas pipe. Let's get that loose. Thing's usually not that tight. Okay. Now this right here is what's rattling. Can you get a shot of that, Ethan? This thing's broken.
Hold on. What's broken?
This.
Wait, put it back in. And then tilt the thing towards me.
Okay. When you hear that rattling in there, this little piece here is what's rattling. So we're just going to replace that.
It's not a rattlesnake. It's just a thingamabob.
Right.
Love my scientific words.
I do. It's amazing. Okay, so this is the new one. See how that's attached?
Mm-hmm.
What's happened is just this one's come off at the end. So this right here will force that out. Just gotta muscle it out of there. There we go. Okay. And the new one will drop right in. You get a rag. Hand me that rag right there beside you. I gotta just clean that off. Okay. Okay. Pop the new one back in. There's a little slot it fits in. And this is your thermostat spring. It was this. Actually this. Now, since we've got it apart, we're going to go and replace that too.
This one.
Yes.
Why don't we see the part number and name?
Okay. And then this would be the bypass.
Turn to the other side? The other way? No, never mind. Okay.
This was that part that came out.
It's okay, don't worry about it. I just wanted the
There
words
you
on
go.
it, but it didn't have the words.
Right here.
Yeah.
See it?
Oh, I see the manifold bypass stuff. Oh, okay, now I see it. Cool. Now we're good. Just want to make sure that people knew what to buy.
Yeah.
I think when doing a repair, that's the most important part. Is getting the part.
Getting the part. Right. Okay. Ouch.
Because personally, I go on Google.
We'll just wind that back on. Wow. Hopefully we made that look easy. And this goes in here. And this should come off of that housing. Okay, now this part normally comes off. I am not sure why this one did not. I fought with it for quite a while. But normally that whole manifold front and back come off together and you have to pry that piece apart. But for some reason, this one stayed adhered to the heater and we were able to pull it apart. So I don't know how yours is going to come apart. It may be in two pieces, it may be in one, but you can see where those two pieces come apart. And then we're going to put this back together at the end. That's how that will go. We really need this piece. Normally this part that is still attached to the heater would come off, and then it would complete this unit. It would like sandwich that spring and the piece in there between it.
We're doing that other
For some reason, I could not get this thing loose, so eventually I end up just holding it together and slipping it back up there.
Just remember, Captain America's name is Steve.
Not sure about that gasket there at the top.
Okay, again, this is not the best way to do this. Had I been able to get that back plate off, put this whole piece together as one part, then we could stick it up there and tighten it up. So I'm trying to be very careful here not to pinch the gasket, but just take my time tightening the bolts up in alternate patterns so that it will seal up there uniformly. We don't want one side tilted in or out or anything because it will leak. So not the best way to do it, but we had to do it on this one.
Appears to be lining up okay. Good. And that would cause the AGS light on the control board to light up? That would not have. Well, it might have. If the water was boiling? Yes. Threads are not very good.
that probe right there is getting pretty rusty. You can see it.
Which one?
This one.
Oh, that's the gas. I have another one.
Yeah.
I bought off eBay. Haven't put it in.
Okay. Let's hook this baby back up. Hopefully, it doesn't leak. Fire it up. Turn that switch there on, and then this one. This one. Yep. Ignition. We were hearing the popping and cracking before, but we're not hearing that now. Put it back together.